In this video, I'm going to solve this question. An electronic machine has three major circuits, X, Y, and Z. Circuits Y and Z are interdependent. Okay, so they are interdependent, while circuit X operates independently of circuit Y and circuit Z. So Y and Z circuits are interdependent, but X circuit has nothing to do with these two circuits. Okay, so X circuit operates independently of circuit Y and circuit Z. It is known that circuit X works properly 80% of the time, circuit Y 90% of the time, and circuit Z 75% of the time. However, if circuit Z fails, there is a 60% chance that circuit Y will also fail. What is the probability that only circuit Y works? Okay, so this is the question, and as you can see, there is a lot of information given in this question. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to introduce some notations, and then we will try to simplify whatever information is given in the question. So these are the notations that I'm going to work with. So I'm defining event X as the event that circuit X works, and I'm taking the notation X bar for the case where the circuit X fails. Now see, these are just the notations that I am taking. You can take some other notations if you want to. So if you do not feel comfortable with the notation X bar, you can also take X prime, okay, or whatever other notation you want to. I'm taking X and X bar. So this is how I'm defining event X, and this is how I'm defining event X bar. Similarly, I have defined event Y and event Y bar. So event Y is the event that circuit Y works. Event Y bar is the event that circuit Y fails. Event Z is the event that circuit Z works, and event Z bar is the event that circuit Z fails. So these are the notations that I am introducing. Now let's take a look at the numbers that are given to us. So it's given over here that circuit X works properly 80% of the time. Okay, that means the probability of event X happening is 0.80. Okay, so probability of this is 0.80, which implies the probability of circuit X failing, that is the probability of event X bar happening, is going to be 0.20. Okay, so probability of X event is 0.80, probability of X bar is 0.20. Similarly, we are given that the circuit Y works properly 90% of the time. So the probability of Y, which is the event that circuit Y works, is equal to 0.90, and the probability of Y bar is 0.10. Okay, that is the probability that circuit Y fails. And then we are given that circuit Z works 75% of the time. So the probability of Z is 0.75 and probability of Z bar is equal to 0.25. Okay, so I hope this much is clear, the notations and the information that's given in the question. Now let's see what else we are given. So we are also given that circuit X operates independently of circuit Y and circuit Z. So that's what I've written over here. Circuit X operates independently of circuit Y and circuit Z. So that means circuit X has nothing to do with whatever happens to circuit Y and circuit Z. Okay, and the last thing that we are given is this. If circuit Z fails, there is a 60% chance that circuit Y will also fail. So see, how can we write this in a mathematical manner? If circuit Z fails, what is the notation that we have for that? Z complement. So if you are given that Z complement has happened, then the probability of Y also failing, that means the probability of Y failing, that is Y bar, given that Z has already failed, this is equal to 0.60. Okay, so this line means the probability of Y bar given that the Z bar has already happened is equal to 0.60. That means if we know that circuit Z has failed, there is a 60% chance that the circuit Y will also fail. So this is the information that I have written over here in the last line. Probability of Y bar given Z bar is equal to 0.60. So this is the entire information that's given to us in the question. Now let's understand what is it that we have to find over here. So we have to find the probability that only circuit Y works. See, this only word is really important over here. Okay, in total we have three circuits, X, Y, and Z. Okay, now it can happen that X circuit works and it can happen that it doesn't work. Okay, for the Y we have the same options. It can work and it can also happen that it doesn't work. Similarly, for the Z we have the same options. Z can work and it can happen that it doesn't work. Right, now we need to have that only Y works. Okay, so only y should work. That also implies that x should not work and z should not work. Okay, so only y works means y works and x doesn't work. That means x should fail and z should also fail. Okay, so this is the probability that we have to find. We have to find the probability of y intersection x bar intersection z bar. This means the probability of y working and x failing and z failing. Okay, so that's what they are asking us to find. Okay, so let me scroll a bit. So this is what we have to find. We have to find the probability that only circuit Y works, that is circuit Y should work and circuit X and Z should not work. In mathematical terms, we have to find the probability Y intersection Z bar intersection X bar. Okay. Instead of X bar and Z bar, I sometimes can also say X complement and Z complement. Okay. So if I end up saying X complement, I mean X bar only. And if I end up saying Z complement somewhere, I mean Z bar only. I hope that much is clear. Now let's see how can we find this probability. Okay, now we can write this probability as this. Okay, so see, this is an intersection of three events, so I can club these two events together. Okay, so I can write this in this manner. So I have clubbed these two events together, intersection this event. And now I'm going to simplify the notation over here. So now I'm going to treat this as a single event. Okay, so in total it was an intersection of three events. I wrote it in this manner, and now I'm going to treat this first bracket as a single event and I'm naming it A. So instead of writing Y intersection Z complement, I'm just trying to simplify the notation and I'm using the event A. Okay, so that means this expression can be written as this. So instead of this, I have just written A, right? So now we have to find the probability of A intersection X bar, where A is actually equal to Y intersection Z bar. Okay, so that's what we have. Now let's see how can we proceed further. So this is the final thing that we have to find now. Now it's given to us that circuit X operates independently of circuit Y and circuit Z. Let's see how can we utilize this information. So you take a look at this A. Okay, what is A? A is equal to Y intersection Z bar. That means A is somewhat a combination of Y and Z. So A completely depends on Y and Z. And it's given to us in the question that circuit X has nothing to do with circuit Y and circuit Z. So for X, it really doesn't matter what is happening to circuit Y and circuit Z. So circuit Y can work, circuit Y can fail, circuit Z can work, circuit Z can fail. The X circuit has nothing to do with that. That means the X circuit is completely independent of these two, right? Now A is somewhat a combination of Y and Z, right? So we have Y over here and over here we have Z bar, which is the event that Z is not going to happen. Okay, so A is somewhat a combination of Y and Z, and if X has nothing to do with Y and Z, that means X will have nothing to do with A as well, right? Because this is how A is made. Okay, so that means X and A are also going to be independent. So the event A depends on circuit Y and circuit Z. We are given in the question that circuit X operates independently of circuit Y and circuit Z. So whether the circuit X works or fails, it has nothing to do with event A. So what do we get from here? That A and X bar, these are independent events. Okay, and what is our purpose now? Our purpose is to figure out the probability of A intersection X bar. Okay, this is the final expression that we need to figure out. We started from here, but then we introduced the notation of A. So ultimately now we are finding this expression. Okay, and now the additional piece of information that we have got is that A and X bar are independent events. And now how can we utilize this additional piece of information? We can use this proposition. This proposition says that A and B are independent if and only if this happens. Okay, so two events are independent if and only if this happens. So we can use the same thing over here. So we wrote this as this, and now because A and X bar are independent, we can use this proposition and we can write the probability of A intersection X bar as probability of A multiplied by probability of X bar. So our question boils down to finding this now. Okay, so we just need to figure out the probability of A and the probability of X bar. Once we have these two, we are going to multiply these two and then we will get our answer. Now out of these two, actually we already know the probability of X bar. Okay, it is equal to 0.20. This is something that is already given to us in the question. Okay, so if I scroll up a bit, you will be able to see that probability of X bar is already given to us in the question. They mentioned probability of X over here, which is 0.80. That means the probability of X bar is equal to 0.20. Okay, so that's something that we already know. So out of these two probabilities, we already know this one. So we know that probability of X bar is equal to 0.20. That means now the entire question boils down to finding the probability of A. Okay, and how did we define A? Well, A is equal to y intersection z bar. Okay, so probability of A is going to be probability of this. Now let's see how can we find this. Okay, so now we have to find probability of A, which is this. Okay, now let's see, is there any other information given in the question which will help us in finding this probability? Well, there was one more piece of information in the question, and that piece of information is this. So let me mark it for you. This. Okay, we are given probability of y bar given z bar equal to 0.60. So what does it mean as per the notations that we have taken? The probability that y fails given that z fails is equal to 0.60. Okay, now see, think of it in this manner. If I tell you that z has failed, right? So if z fails, there are only two options that can happen with y. Either y will work, so y works, or y fails, right? These are the only two options that we have if z fails, right? That means the probability of y working given that z has failed, so these are the notations, plus the probability that y is not working given that z is also not working, this is equal to 1, right? Because any of these two events has to happen. So the sum of the probability of these two, it has to be equal to 1. Now we are already given that this second part that we have over here, right? The probability that y fails given that z has already failed, this is equal to 0.60. Okay, now if this is equal to 0.60, what is this probability? This is going to be 1 minus 0.60, that is equal to 0.40. So the probability of y given z bar, this is going to be equal to 1 minus 0.60, so this is equal to 0.40. Okay, and why have I found this probability? Because this probability is going to help us in finding this probability. Okay, let's see how is it going to help. So let me create some space over here. Okay, so now we have got probability of y given z bar is equal to 0.40. Our purpose is to find probability of A, so that we could put it over here in this equation. Probability of A is equal to probability of y intersection z bar. Okay, so we know the conditional probability, right? Now what is the formula that we have for conditional probability? It is probability y given z bar is equal to probability of y intersection z bar divided by the probability of z bar. Okay, now out of these three things, we know this, right? It is 0.40. The numerator that we have on the right hand side, that's the thing that we want to find. So we do not know that. And what is the denominator? The denominator is the probability of z bar, which we know it is 0.25. It's given to us in the question. Okay, so this implies what is the probability of y intersection z bar? The probability of y intersection z bar is the multiplication of these two probabilities, which is equal to 0.40 multiplied by 0.25. Right? And if you take a look over here, then 0.40 multiplied by 0.25, as I have written over here, this is equal to 0.10. Okay, so I use this proposition over here, right? Using this proposition, I got this probability of y intersection z bar is equal to probability of A is equal to 0.10. And now we are done, right? Because if I show you what is it that we have to find, we have to find this. Okay, so we have to find this, which we wrote as this. Because A and x bar are independent, it can be written as this. Probability of x bar is 0.2. That's something that we are already given. Probability of A is something that we have just found. It is 0.10. So the desired probability that we have to find is the multiplication of these two, which is 0.10 multiplied by 0.20. So this is equal to 0.02. Okay, so that's the answer, 0.02.